Tooth and Claw continues New Who's second season with another episode that tries to reproduce what worked in season 1. We've already had New Earth, the sequel to The End of the World. Now we have another scary story set in the 19th century with a famous historical figure as a guest star, much like The Unquiet Dead. And it's a solid episode with a nicely spooky atmosphere, although it does leave a lot of unanswered questions. The opening sequence is very distinctive, with lots of monks in bright red robes doing cool martial arts moves. There's lots of fast-paced cutting, then it shifts into slow motion to show a particularly cool stunt, and it's all very impressive. Sadly, the monks don't really do anything for the rest of the episode, apart from stand around looking menacing. I would have liked to see the Doctor trying to beat one in combat. That would have been a fun scene. When the Doctor and Rose do show up, they're still in their honeymoon phase, giggling with each other at every opportunity, which is really annoying. Even when they meet Queen Victoria, one of history's most iconic monarchs, they barely stop to take in the moment before making a stupid bet about trying to get her to say, "We are not amused." Maybe this could have been forgiven if it was just at the start, but they keep on doing it even when they're in deadly danger, which is just crazy. The first half of the episode is basically all scene setting, building up the tension before it all kicks off, and it works really well, bringing all the characters into Torchwood House, where all the monks are posing as butlers, so you know something is off right from the start. Pauline Collins as Queen Victoria is great casting. She's a class act and plays it with stoicism and dignity. She's visibly grieving the loss of her husband, but not letting it overwhelm her. Things take a dark turn when Rose finds a maid hiding in a wardrobe, looking for some, but they are captured and brought before the host, played by Tom Smith. He's creepy even before he transforms, with his pale skin and black eyes, and he recognises Rose as a fellow wolf, even though Bad Wolf was just her screen name. Once he changes, it's a CGI werewolf for the rest of the episode. Some shots do look better than others, but it's mainly shown in quick flashes, which is probably for the best. The main problem is that none of the victims are shown. All the violence is off-screen to keep it kid-friendly, but I would argue that you do need to see at least a few bodies to make it feel like a real threat. The second half is really one long chase scene, as they all run through the mansion pursued by the werewolf, until the Doctor finally works out how to defeat it by using a telescope to overdose it with moonlight, which somehow disintegrates it rather than making it more powerful. We are left to wonder what it actually was and where it came from. We only get the vaguest of backstories that it crashed to Earth hundreds of years earlier, but apart from that it behaves just like a regular werewolf. The alien nature of its origin could really have been fleshed out a lot more. Once the werewolf is dealt with, Queen Victoria banishes the Doctor for being a smug show-off, and establishes the Torchwood Institute to study alien beings and eventually have sex with them. This sets up the ongoing arc plot for the whole season, not to mention the first spin-off series. Viewers are left to wonder what will happen when the Doctor next bumps into Torchwood, which is not resolved until the series finale. It's a very loose arc, only slightly more involved than Bad Wolf, but not enough to put off casual viewers. And as more recent seasons have shown, that's probably a good thing. The DVD has a 12-minute episode of Doctor Who Confidential on the themes of fear and scary stuff in general. We see them filming the werewolf transformation, with the actor in front of green screen doing his best gurning and twisting. And we see the werewolf standing, a guy in a white jumpsuit who doesn't look at all scary. We are also shown behind the scenes on the sword fight from the Christmas invasion for some reason, perhaps to compare it to the monks fight scene, and they show us how that one was filmed as well. The commentary track was led by Russell T Davies, who admits he wrote it at the last minute after the original writer gave up. I don't think it's ever been revealed who that was. Also there is Stephen Nicholas, the art director, who explains where everything was filmed, and Dave Houghton, the visual effects designer, who talks about the werewolf scenes, as well as some of the more subtle enhancements they made. So between the three of them, they basically cover everything. Overall, it's atmospheric and beautifully shot, with lots of running around and the scary monster for the kids, but not that much depth to it. I'll give it 7.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy my reviews, then you may want to check out my Patreon, where you can read my reviews of 7th Doctor novels and 8th Doctor audios, among other things. Next week on this channel, School Reunion, the return of Sarah Jane Smith, which was so successful they gave her her own series. So press subscribe if you want to find out what I think of it now, and I'll see you next time.